My name is Okodi, and now the news in full. Akwa Ibom state government has urged residents to stop dumping refuse into waterways and drainage channels, warning that the practice contributes significantly to flooding. The appeal follows Thursday's heavy rainfall, which caused severe flooding in parts of Uyo, submerging several homes, business premises, and churches, and leaving many residents displaced. In a statement, the Commissioner for Information, Anyeka Nomana, reminded residents that the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, had earlier warned of possible flooding in several states during the current rainy season. He urged residents to support the government efforts by keeping drainage channels around their homes and business premises free of refuse and other obstructions to allow the free flow of storm water. Meanwhile, residents of Akwa Ibom State have called on the state government to adopt a more proactive approach to flood prevention by implementing early flood control measures and regularly desilting drainage channels. Speaking on the XL News Hour, a journalist and development advocate, Comrade Etorobong Inyang, said the government's response to flooding has often been reactive, with interventions coming only after communities have been affected. Inyang acknowledged that indiscriminate waste disposal by residents contributes to flooding, but argued that authorities failed to act promptly despite early flood warnings issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET.
The Ministry of Environment would have first and foremost been able to tell members of the public, we got NIMET information. This is what we are doing. SEMA would have come out to say, we have gotten this is what we are doing. Flood and flooding are universal things. Even in the most of the developed countries, it happens. But the difference is you are pre-warned, you are cautioned, you are told what to do, you are told measures to take. And if you fail to take those measures and eat those warnings, it becomes your consequences. But here, our situation has always been like we see, reactive.
He also criticized what he described as the state government's lack of political or developmental will to enforce laws against encroachment of wetlands and natural waterways, especially by influential individuals.
We have in Shelter Africa, Osamama, a warehousing estate, cases last year. These issues were raised that the state government was going to take out those buildings, property that were considered to be on the drainage part. What has happened today? So at the end of the day, that vulnerable trader is going to pay the consequences. That influential man on a warehousing estate building is being marked several times, and because he's an influential member of the society, nothing will happen.
The comments come days after the Akwa Ibom state government warned that structures obstructing natural waterways and drainage channels would be demolished where necessary as part of measures to prevent a recurrence of flooding across the state. Away from that, the Blue Way Ocean Foundation is calling on the federal government to promote dialogue, transparency, and inclusiveness in the development of Nigeria's blue economy. In a statement, the foundation's managing director, Inyodu Ndada, said open communication on government policies, project timelines, and regional development plans is essential to building a public trust and ensuring and addressing the concerns of coastal communities. Dada stressed that blue justice is not only about special treatment, but ensuring that all maritime regions have equal opportunities to contribute to and benefit from the nation's growing blue economy. The foundation also urged the government to complement investments in ports and maritime infrastructure with investment in people, by expanding marine education, that's maritime education and technical skills training for young people in coastal communities. It noted that such investments would strengthen national security, improve economic opportunities, promote environmental sustainability, and support long-term national development. The foundation further called on the federal government, the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, and the National Assembly, the Niger Delta Development Commission, the state governments, traditional institutions, maritime stakeholders, civil society groups, and development partners to work together to expand opportunities for coastal communities and ensure benefits of the blue economy are shared by all. And outside the Akwa Ibom state now, the federal government has approved 50,000 naira as the new examination fee for candidates sitting for the West African Examinations Council (WAEC) and National Examinations Council (NECO) senior secondary certificate examinations from 2027. In a statement, Adeniji Ibrahim, Director of Senior Secondary Education in the Federal Ministry of Education, said the decision followed a request by WAEC for an upward review of the SSCE registration fee and discussions held at the meeting of examination bodies with the Minister of Education on March 31 this year. The current examination fee is 27,500 naira, meaning the new fee represents an increase of about 82%, which would take effect from the NECO SSCE internal examination in 2027. According to the statement, also the Minister of Education directed WAEC and NECO to adopt a uniform fee for the conduct of their SSCE examinations. And talking politics now on the XL News 360 this morning, the House of Representatives says that there is no need for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to appear before the House to over concerns about the implementation of the 2025 national budget. Deputy spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Philip Agbese, stated this in Abuja, saying the responsibility for implementing the budget rests with the ministries, heads, that's ministers, heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. His comments followed the rowdy plenary session last Wednesday after a motion by lawmaker Mascot Igweche seeking to invite President Tinubu to explain the alleged poor implementation of the budget, especially constituency projects. Agbese maintained that the House's constitutional oversight responsibility is to hold the relevant government agencies accountable for budget implementation rather than the President. The lawmaker assured Nigerians that the House will continue to engage ministers and heads of government agencies to ensure proper utilization of funds appropriated for constituency and other public projects. You're listening to the XL News 360 on XL 106.9 FM. And talking business now, roadside corn roasters, akara sellers, and other finger food vendors have expressed concern over the rising cost of doing business, describing their trade as physically demanding and financially unsustainable. The traders say they work long hours under the intense heat and smoke, yet earn so little due to the increasing prices of cooking oil, food ingredients, and other production costs. Speaking with our reporter, Miracle John, some roadside corn sellers on Ikpa Road, Uyo, said constant exposure to smoke while roasting corn poses serious health risk and makes the job more stressful.
This corn something is somehow stressful because in the morning you go and look for where you can get corn, maybe in the farm or in the market, and you now look for a way to buy charcoal for the roasting of the corn. Maybe nothing we can do for us to do it so that we can do something to at least back up ourselves.
First of all, it's very stressful. No, there's money in it, the heat, everything really cause very damages inside us because some people don't know. Why doing it? You have to cover something on your tummy.
Akara and fried chicken vendors also highlighted the physical demands of their trade, noting that they wake up very early each day to prepare for customers while enduring prolonged exposure to heat and smoke.
Instead they will name me like 5 and 10. And I'm come and cut him and sell 1 5, 1 7. Then before you end up with 50,000, then you will like expensive, you will spend some money like that to buy the lights and the firewood.
To make it to rise and become akara, you don't just bring beans and brand it and put inside the oil. You have to turn it very well to rise. That's the only stressful part of it, turning it very, very well.
The vendors therefore appealed to government and organizations promoting entrepreneurship to provide financial support and modern equipment that would reduce the physical strain of their work and improve their productivity. Their concerns follow the First Lady of Nigeria's call on Nigerians to get busy with the finger food business while they wait for the nation's economy to adjust. And on the international scene now, Iran says it has closed the strategic Strait of Hormuz following renewed military exchanges with the United States. But Washington insists that the vital shipping route remains open to international vessels. The latest tensions followed an Iranian attack on a commercial ship in the waterway, forcing its crew to abandon the vessel after it caught fire. The incident triggered fresh U.S. strikes on Iranian targets. In a statement carried by Iran's state media, the country's Revolutionary Guards announced that the Strait of Hormuz would remain closed until further notice and until what it described as the end of American intervention in the region. However, the U.S. Central Command rejected the claim, saying that the waterway remains open to lawful maritime traffic and that American forces are positioned to ensure freedom of navigation. It added that commercial shipping continues until or through the strait. In sports news this morning, Yannick Sinner has successfully defended his Wimbledon title after defeating Alexander Zverev in Sunday's men's singles final in tennis. The world number one recovered from losing the opening set to claim a 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, 6-4 victory in 3 hours and 46 minutes at the All England Club. The triumph gave Sinner the 5th Grand Slam title and his 2nd consecutive Wimbledon crown, further cementing his position at the top of the men's tennis. The 24-year-old produced an impressive display, hitting 58 winners while committing just 25 unforced errors to overcome an informed Zverev, who entered the final on the match, a 13-match winning streak in Grand Slam competition. The victory also marks Sinner's 100th career match win at the Grand Slam tournaments and extends his impressive form this season with 44 wins and 47 matches. And those are the stories we followed for you at this time. Thanks for joining us. My name is Okodi. Do have a productive new week.
That's the news on XL 106.9 FM.